Hi, let's start out standing. Stand with your heels about as wide as your shoulders, your toes turned out a little bit so that you're in a stable stance. And you could just feel that out by bending your knees a few times. Let's start out with a few warm-up movements, just mobilizing all of your joints. So I'll have you go ahead and drop down into a knee bend to begin. You're going to reach your arms overhead as you stand up, and then just let the arms cross at the bottom. Now you'll see right away I'm putting a little bounce into the movement just to help with the momentum of the arm swing. Since it's the first thing we're doing, make sure you're not going too deep. You're being gentle and just kind to your knees. 2 more times. Keep the elbows and the wrists soft as the arms swing up and down. All right, now let's take your arms out to the side. Sit down into that plie and just stay there. I'm going to have you pretend to hug something, and as you do, arms come forward, you're going to round forward, take an exhale. When you inhale, open your arms, turn your palms up, and lift your chest to look at the ceiling. Exhale, curl forward as you're going into the hug motion. Inhale, open, and lift your chest. Now, let's drop a little deeper into the knee bend as you round forward. Stand all the way up as you lift your heart, and exhale, sink and hug. I like to pretend I'm hugging a big exercise ball so I can imagine my body wrapping around it in every direction. Inhale up, and one more time, flexing and lifting back up. Drop down again. Let's take those arms out. Lift up your left heel, and I want you to rotate so you're to lunge and then turn back to the plie. And I'm just going to keep that heel up. And I'm just going to pivot and open. Twist and return 2 more times. And when you get to the lunge, you're going to stay in the lunge. From this starting position, both knees bent, that back heel still off, I want you to extend your back knee and lean forward so you're in a straight line from your heel to your arms. Bring the arms back down to chest height and bend your knee and come back. So you're going to lean forward, drag it back, and the arms go up and back down to chest height. Make sure you're tipping forward a little bit so you're in line with that back leg when it straightens. Now this time when you come out of it, bend the back knee but keep your arms reaching up so they're still in line with your ear. Now, I'm going to just turn a little so you can see both sides of me. You're going to lower the arm on the front knee side and do a side bend towards it, and then bring the arm back up and just take the other arm down. We won't side bend that way. So we're going to go over through the side bend. That'll give us a little reciprocal action with the arms. Over and up. 2 more times. Over and up. Last one. Side stretch and lift. Okay. Come back to the center just so we can reset that middle position. Drop yourself down into the knee bend and lift your right heel up. Let's take those arms out. Now you're going to pivot into the lunge position and back open to your plie. Rotate and open. We want to keep a bend in both of those knees. You can see the height of my hips isn't changing a ton, but I'm driving the turn from there. And one more time, finishing in that lunge. All right, so I'm working from that bent knee position. Now you're going to extend the back leg and make a straight line from the back heel to your arms. Bend your back knee, find vertical over that back leg. Lean forward, weight shifts to your front foot, back onto that back thigh, and forward. And return, take your time. You want to kind of linger in each position, just make sure you nailed it. And return, going forward one more time. Now leave your arms by your ears. Come into the regular lunge, arms up to the ceiling. Drop the arm on the front knee side bend, then switch arms, return to vertical. And we go over and up. And twice more like that, side bend, and lift, and then over and up, and then come on back out of it. All right, let's go down onto the floor. So you're going to kneel on your hands and your knees next. All right. So starting with just a couple basic spinal movements, let's do a cat stretch. Tuck your tail under, start to flex the spine, going into a C shape. When you inhale, stick out your tailbone, flatten your back, lift your chest and chin. Now that's your basic moves. Let's just do that a couple times, rounding the spine and extending the spine. For now, keep your attention on your legs. When you start to flex your spine, push down into your knees, and as you're curling the pelvis under, make sure you're keeping your weight over your legs. That's a good way to sense that lift from your abdominal muscles. Then as you stick out your tailbone, nice wide sit bones, push away from the floor to lift your chest and chin. One more, focusing on that. Exhale, tuck your tail under, root down into your knees, pull the abs away from the floor, hang your head, hold there and breathe in. Exhale, stick out your tailbone, elongate through neutral, pull your shoulder blades back, lift your chest and chin. Now round your spine again, but this time I want you to lean forward a little so you're putting more load in your arms, almost like you're starting a handstand, right? So you drop your head and then lift your head, extend the spine, keeping the load over your arms, just to feel it a little differently. So you're going to feel more accent on your shoulder blades spreading apart when your load is in your arms. And then as you come into extension, pull those shoulder blades back. Keep pushing away from the floor though, so you get a lift of the chest rather than a collapse. Just do that one more time, rounding, hang your head to look at your thighs, and then lift your head, draw your shoulder blades back, stick out your tailbone. All right, going into a thread the needle with pulses. 3 times, reaching across, you're going to let your shoulder drop, shift back 1, 2, 3, inhale, come back to the center. Then the other side, rotating 3, deeper 2, further 1, and back to the middle. And exhale to twist. Make sure the head's following the rotation of the spine, back to center, twist and reach. Deeper 2, further 3, one more set to each side. And rotate, 2 and 3, back to center. Last time, twisting 3 and 2 and 1, and then back to the center. All right, now we're going to play with a little weight shifting move. I'm going to have you bring one knee to the center in relationship to the width of your hands. You're going to take your other leg, straighten it out. So that leg's going to start reaching across, so you get a little stretch through your outer hip, and then you're going to weight shift back over your knee, take your swinging leg, tap it to the same side elbow. So you're going to shift across, all the load is in this arm. I'm going to come back to centered over the knee, tap that knee forward, and then crossing over. Tapping up 2 more times on this side, stretching the hip, engaging, and that engagement's really on the kneeling knee, and then back up as well as your obliques. All right, let's try it to the other side. So you get the stabilizing leg in the center between the 2 arms, step across like a big curtsy if you're used to bar, and then knee up to your forearm. Reaching across, and then tap it forward. Weight shift to the side, right back to center. And just one more time like that, reaching across and then back up. All right, let's get quick wrist shake out while we're switching positions. We're still gonna work your shoulders, but now I'm gonna have you recline back onto your forearms. Use the floor to create the best engagement in your shoulders again, pushing away from the ground with the forearms to lift your chest. All right, you're going to keep looking forward, a little higher than your knees. We're going to do a set of hip release. Try to keep your torso still as you drop one knee out to the side and slide it down the length of the mat. You're going to turn that leg in and pull it back up. Keep repeating the same leg. Inhale as it releases out and slides away. Exhale to turn it in and pull it up. Focus on that opposite hip staying still. You want to use it as an anchor and make sure the pelvis resists the weight of the leg sliding around. Now reverse direction, drop the knee in, slide it down the mat, turn it out, drag in your heel and lift your knee. For you to truly get a release in the muscles of your hips that you want to let go of, the weight of your leg has to be on the floor. It has to be sliding rather than hovering. Do one more time, and then turn it around and up. Okay, switch legs. Reset that push away from the floor. I'll tell you more about the letting go. Go back to the first direction, drop your knee out, slide it down the mat, turn it in and pull it back up. So this exercise can actually be a great way to strengthen the smallest muscles in your hip joint, like the core of your hip. But that can only happen if they are given the freedom to actually work. Do one more time. So they're the muscles that rotate your leg in and out. When you get back up to the top, switch directions. But for them to take over, the large muscles that are more superficial in your hip, the ones where we hold gripping or tension, they have to let go. So at the same time, we're trying to release your hip flexor muscles as the leg slides away. And you'll know you're doing that right if you keep your torso still, because then the anchor becomes not just the pelvic bone, but all the muscles around the torso that hold the hip still. Okay, down to flat on your back. Okay, last warm-up exercise. We're just going to do a few arm circles, and then we'll get into a bit of ab work. So I want you to reach your arms overhead as you inhale, putting the air into the back of your rib cage. Exhale, circle your arms around to your hips. As you breathe in, feel the ribs expanding, stay nice and heavy on the mat, and exhale, circle around and down. One more time, inhale overhead, and exhale, circle to your hips. Let's reverse the direction. Inhale, reach overhead. Then as you exhale, lift your arms, bring them down by your side. Inhale, draw the circle overhead. Exhale, back down to your hips. One more time, big circle around. And then exhale, down by your sides. Okay, place one hand behind your head. On that same side, you're going to do a march with the leg. When you exhale, curl up your head and shoulders into a crunch and lift the leg up. Inhale, lower your head down and tap your foot to the ground. Do the same thing again. March it up as you flex. Lower back down and tap. March it up. Lower back down and tap. All right, now, new move. That same leg stays up. I want you to take the free arm, reach it overhead. Now you're going to come across diagonally and chop the arm down. Lower back down. So now we've got flexion with rotation. We're going to do that 3 times. And down. One more time. Rotate and drop. Okay, that's the start of our more complicated choreography. So give me one more. You're going to rotate, crunch on your exhale, lower back down. Now this time, flex forward, bring your hand back by your hip. Pause there. Keep your head up. I want you to side bend by reaching towards your ankle with your arm. Come out of the side bend, lower your head, reach overhead. Okay, so that's the whole move. Let's go back to that diagonal. Exhale, cross over, rotate and flex. Inhale, lower your head down. Now exhale, crunch forward, bring the hand by your hip. Inhale into the opposite side of where you're side bending. Exhale, return. Inhale, lower your head. Exhale, diagonal across to chop. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, flex forward and stay. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, return. Inhale, lower down. We have 2 more sets. Exhale, across. Inhale, lower. Now exhale, flex forward. Try to stay centered. Inhale, side bend. Return. Lower back down. Last time. Exhale, diagonal flex. Inhale, lower your head. Exhale, crunch forward. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, return, lower back down. Okay, drop that leg. Back to the muscles we're trying to let go of. When you sustained that leg up in the air for a long time, that used your hip flexor muscles. So the last exercise is about letting go of them. Now we're building up some endurance just holding that leg up. Go ahead and switch your hands. All right, so just in starting out, you're going to march up as you reach your arm and then lower down and tap your toes. Exhale as you lift, reaching through the arm. Inhale, lower down. One more time like that. Exhale, up. Inhale, lower back down. All right, take the leg to tabletop, arm overhead. Now give me 3, just getting that diagonal. We're going to rotate across and chop down and then return. Exhale, across and return. One more like that. And return. All right, let's do the whole combo. So starts with the same move. Exhale, we go diagonally across. Inhale, lower down, reach your arm overhead. Now, crunch up along the center, get your arm by your side. On your inhale, you're going to take that side bend. So you breathe into the side that's open. Exhale, return. Inhale, lower down. All right, that's your pattern. 4 more times. Exhale, across diagonally. Inhale, lower down, center abs. Now exhale, crunch forward, arm by your side. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, pull yourself back. Inhale, lower. Exhale, rotate, flex, do that chop. Inhale, lower down. Now curl forward, bring the arm with you. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, return. Inhale, lower. Exhale, go diagonal, rotate, crunch. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, flex forward, look at your thighs. Inhale, side bend toward your ankle. Exhale, return. Inhale, lower. Last time, exhale, diagonal across. Inhale, lower back down. Crunch up, bring your arm by your side. Now inhale, take that side bend. Exhale, return. Inhale, lower back down. Good, release the leg. All right, flip over onto your tummy. So now when we go face down, okay, so now we're back into an open hip position. So we'll let go of that work that we just did in the hip flexors, and instead your stability will come from your glutes on the back side of your pelvis. We're going to make a W shape with your arms, and I want you to lay down with your legs parallel. The legs can be together or slightly separated. Pick whichever one just feels more comfortable for your low back and your pelvis. All right, we're going to start out feeling out extension with your upper back. Before you move anything, let's create some anchor points. You're just going to give a little pressure into your forearm and sense how that just wakes up and activates all the muscles in the shoulder girdle and around your scapula. Then sense where your pubic bone is, and you're just going to create a little pressure into your pubic bone, and that's how we're going to sense that little bit of activation in your glutes. When you breathe in, you're going to lift your head and chest away from the mat. And I want you to keep your eyes open, so you lead by looking towards the end of the mat, pressing yourself away from the floor with your forearm, and I want you to stop when you still have 1 or 2 ribs left touching the mat. Stay there and take a breath in. When you exhale, start to lower back down. Let your ribs drop one at a time, and then release your neck and head. I'm sorry, I realized that breath did not actually make sense. As you inhale, lift your head and chest up. So you're inhaling as you go up. You're going to exhale and come right back down. There's going to be no waiting. Sorry, my mind started looking at a dead leaf and it distracted me just enough. Inhale as you lift up, pull your shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, compress your abs, lower down so you're flat. Do that one more time. Elongate your neck as you're coming up. Try to reach your ears away from your shoulders. Pull your shoulder blades back. Exhale, compress your abs, lower back down. Now, push yourself back up again, and that's going to become your new starting position. We're going to go into your superhero hover. As you exhale, lower your upper body back down close to the mat. Lift your arms and reach them overhead. Then when you inhale, bend your elbows. You can go back to the floor again and lift back up into your upper back extension. Exhale, drop to hover, reach your arms overhead, linger in it. Inhale, lift back up. Try to feel your abs, even though this is a back exercise. When you get down to that hover, as the arms get heavier overhead, you need more support from your obliques to help hold the weight of them. Inhale to lift back up. And exhale, compress your abs, reach away. Inhale, lift. We're going to go down there and stay down. And I want you to bring one arm by your side, leave one arm overhead. Let's finish this part out with a windmill. When you breathe in, take both arms back out to the sides. And then when you exhale, just switch which one's by your ear, which one's by your hip. Reach both arms out, take a nice wide breath through the ribs. Exhale, arms in by your sides. Breathe in, feel your breath expand as the arms reach out like you're spreading wings. And then exhale, feel everything hugging into the midline. Inhale as you open your arms. Exhale, bring them in close. Let's do one more to each side. Inhale, open. Use that exhale to support staying in that hover. Inhale, open. And exhale to return. All right, come on back down. Now place your hands under your forehead. Okay, so we have some support for the upper body being in hover. I want you to turn your toes out. Feet are about shoulder width apart, maybe just a little wider than hip width apart. We're going to alternate lifting your legs in a tiny little flutter kick motion. So before we flutter, let's just practice lifting them. When you exhale, I want you to make your legs feel long. So you're going to feel your knees straight, your toes reaching out, and then you're going to pick both legs up an inch off the mat, really, really low. Inhale to lower back down. Let's feel that out again. When you start to activate them, make them feel longer first, then pick them up. And you should feel your glutes squeezing. Lower back down. Now, if you just feel your back instead, when you start to exhale, pull your belly away from the floor, then pick your legs up. And that way the abs will stop you from lifting, from extending your back. Inhale, lower. Just one more time. Reach out long through the legs, pull the abs in, hover the legs off. Inhale as you lower. All right, now let's play with the flutter. If the flutter feels out of control, just do more sets of that double leg lift. Okay, take an exhale, pick your legs up, and then as you inhale, start to alternate, kicking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and keep those toes turned out. And inhale to your back, 4, 5, and pull your belly button in. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep reaching nice and long. Last 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach everything out and release it back down. All right, from there, sit back in a shell stretch. Hips onto your heels, and just round your spine. Okay, roll up to sitting. Let's stay seated. Okay, and just going through a little half roll back motion. So you want to start on your sit bones, knees bent, and you can work with flat feet or toes off and heels down if that makes it easier to get up onto the front of those sit bones. Arms reaching forward at chest height. Start out by flexing your spine forward over your legs. Ideally, your gaze is down, like just past your knees at your shins. When you exhale, keep that C shape and start to roll back your hips, going only as far down as you can keep your lower spine flexed. And then inhale, dive forward to your back on your sit bones again. Exhale, roll back, sliding your shoulders down out of your ears. Inhale into the back of your body, curl over your legs. Exhale, roll down. And then inhale, dive forward towards your knees. 2 more like this. Roll back as you exhale. And inhale, dive forward. 1 more time. Roll back and round forward. Sit up tall. All right, so in that variation, you stayed flexed and we just like rocked your pelvis back and forth while you were working to hold the shape. Now, let's take your hands behind your head for a second. Start straight and round your spine to roll back. And you'll also notice a little harder with your hands behind your head. And then to come back up, I want you to just lift your chest, rise up to vertical over your sit bones. Exhale, roll back, and inhale back up. Do that 2 more times. Roll down, and imagine a string pulling your crown up to the ceiling. 1 more time, roll it back, and then up to vertical. Good, let's add rotation to that. Arms back out in front. This time, roll back the same way. Add one arm sweeping down and back so you rotate towards that side. Inhale back up to the middle. Exhale, roll back and twist. And inhale to lift. Roll back and rotate. And inhale up. And twist and reach. Let's do this 4 more times. You want to keep your lower spine flexed, but you want to be open through the chest. So let that arm sweep back. You want to look back at that hand. Last 2, exhale, compressing the deep abdominals. Inhale up, 1 more time, rotate, reach, and inhale to lift. From there, grab the back of your thighs, roll down until you're flat on your back. All right, let's go into the 100. So we're going to do some abdominal endurance work. You'll be in a flexion, a crunch the whole time. If that strains your neck, put your head down. Keep doing the rest of the exercise. We're going to do crazy 100 is the pattern. Rock into imprint when you exhale. So your obliques are a little shorter and your low back's a little lengthened towards the mat. Lift up one leg at a time into tabletop position. We'll start with your legs there for the pattern. Nod your chin, curl up your head and shoulders, and hover your arms just off the mat. Now start your bounces. Inhale for 5 bounces. Then reach your legs out straight. Inhale, lift them to the ceiling. And exhale to lower them. Inhale to tabletop. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale to straighten. Go up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then lower them down. Let's keep doing that pattern. Now tabletop. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale away. Inhale up, 3, 4, 5, and exhale to lower. Now back to tabletop, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale away. Inhale up, exhale to lower. 1 more set, tabletop. And exhale, push out. Inhale up, and exhale to lower. Tuck your knees back in. Lower your head. Just give your knees a little squeeze in, and then release them back down. All right, let's go out, legs out straight. We're going to go into the roll up next. Legs, again, could be together or slightly separated. Feet are flexed. Arms up to the ceiling. Give yourself like a breath or two to just let your ribs settle into the mat. And I want you to keep your awareness here. As you exhale, reach your arms overhead only as far as you can while keeping the rib cage anchored down so it's still neutral. Now, as you breathe in, lift your arms up above your chest. As you exhale, nod your chin and start curling forward. If you can, we're going to go through a full sit-up. Get onto your sit bones and round forward over your legs. As you inhale, start to roll back. And when you exhale, you're going to unravel and reach your arms overhead. Take an inhale, arms up over your chest. Exhale, nod the chin, flex forward. You can bend your knees a little bit if that helps you get all the way onto the sit bones. Roll back as you breathe in, lower down. Now, if you haven't been able to do a full sit up, I'm going to go through what you'll go through. So if you can go all the way up, keep going. But if you can't, you just lift as far as you can and you just stay there. During the time everyone else is completing the roll up, bring your arms up by your ears and then come down like that. I'll do it like that one more time. So we all take the arms up. You take your sit up as far as you can. And if you're stuck part way, you lift your arms by your ears. That makes more load for your abs to hold. Then you come down. We're going to do 2 more reps. I'm going to go back to showing the other version. So if that's where you are and you're building up to a full roll up, that transition, taking your arms back by your ears, is a big part of building the strength you'll need to come all the way up. It gives you more dynamic stability at your abdominal wall because you're dealing with that weight change of your upper body. And so over time, we'll get more efficient in the obliques and then eventually the hip flexors, and you'll work your way all the way up. Let's go up one more time. If you're not doing the full roll up, I want you to turn onto your side and just come up into a sitting position. All right, now I'm going to have you stay up. Okay. You're going to come into cross legs, and I want you to position yourself so that your right leg is in closer than your left leg. Instead of knotting them, just put one inside of the other. Mic off. Okay, I got my right leg on the inside, left leg on the outside. You're going to take your arms out to the side, extending your wrists so you're pushing out through the heels of your hands. We're going to do spine twist into a pike to start. Rotate to the left first for 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to turn to the right, turn all the way around, place your hands on the floor, and go into a pike. Okay, so it's like a downward dog in yoga. From the pike, I want you to bend your knees into a crouch. So we're going to stay just off the mat, and then back up to pike. 2 more times. Down to crouch, up to pike. Down to crouch, up to pike. Now here's where we get tricky. Turn the opposite way, and when you land, now you should be left leg on the inside, right leg on the outside. Let's start it to the other side. Exhale, rotate to the right for 3 and 2 and 1. Turn back to the left, plant your hands down, pike into that position. Now 3 crouches. Down to your knees, push that weight back towards your feet when your hips go up. Drop down to your knees, more loads in your shoulders, and back to pike. One more time. Knees, back to pike. Now turn the opposite way, land it down. Okay, so that's your move. We're going to keep flowing back and forth. Rotate to the left. 3, 2, 1. Turn back to the other side. Take it to that pike. Pause in that hamstring stretch. Now we come down 1, pike back up. Shift forward and down 2. Keep the back nice and straight. Pike it up. 3, pike it up. Now rotate the other way, land it down. And we twist for 3, 2, 1. Come back around. Hands to the floor. Shift that weight back. Drop it down. 1. Press up and back. 2. Press up and back. 3. Up and back. Spiral around. Land it. Let's do one more set to each side. 3, 2, 1. Spiral around. Push out with the heels of your hand to shift that weight back. Now we load the shoulders, back up to pike. Bring that weight down with control. Back up to pike. Drop it down. Back up through the pike. Spiral. Tuck that left leg in. One more set. 3, 2, 1. Spin around. Pike it. Shift that weight back. Drop it down. 1. Reach back. Nice wide sit bones when you go to pike. 2. Press up. 3. Press up. Different ending. Bend your knees a little. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Roll yourself up. All right. To finish off, we're going to do a little rolling into out of plank a few times. Just to get mobility through the spine while still working it. So you're going to drop your chin. Roll down towards the floor. Bend your knees a lot if you need to. You're going to walk your hands out and come into a plank that way. All right. Don't worry, our pike's going to be back. From your plank, lift your chest and chin. Your hips will drop a little bit. We're going to create extension with your upper body. Go back through your plank. Now drop your chin. Round your spine like you're doing a shifting cat stretch while you push back into your pike. And you're going to lift the sit bones up at the end so you're back straight again. Then to go down, tuck your tail, round your spine so we send it like a wave. Going out to plank, lift your chest and chin, push your heart forward. Go back through your plank, drop your chin, round your spine, and then elongate to your pike. Exhale, roll the hips down. Come through the plank, lift your chest. Drop your chin, round your spine, roll the weight back, stick your sit bones up. Last time. Roll down again, weight over your shoulders. We visit plank, lift your chest, just let your hips fall a little there. Find plank again, drop your chin, roll up, go back to that pike. Now, drop one heel, then the other to finish with walking the dog. One heel, then the other. So we have a nice calf stretch. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, bend your knees and walk your hands back in. And roll yourself back up. All done. Pants are all jacked up. Have a great day. See you later.